Yes, guys. Welcome to another episode of Matt Zena Acting Tips. So, today I'm going to be talking about the future of AI within our industry. Now, this is getting people incredibly frightened, and I totally get it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a lot of the fears. We're going to actually work out if there's any danger. And I mean, if there's any danger to our world. Things are going to change. There's no way we can deny that. But I think that sometimes when we just get incredibly frightened, what we have to do is break it down and know exactly what we are dealing with. So, fears around AI is one, and the biggest one is you just won't need actors anymore. Actors will be, or people will just be 3D scanned, and AI will just get them to say the words, all of the action, it'll look totally human. You won't need actors anymore, okay? So that's number one. And I'm going to deal with that first because it's the biggest fear. The one thing that AI will never, ever be able to interpret, deliver, show is emotion. That is an entirely human trait. And the thing is the one reason why we like to watch actors at work, and particularly in TV and film on a close-up, is we can see the subtlety of emotion. You know, we can look in someone's eyes and you can see that vulnerability, and you can see that there's maybe a slight bit of danger in their eyes, because even though they look sad, they maybe start to look angry, but it's all so subtle that we don't even know we're seeing it. Sometimes we feel it when we look at the actors. AI will never, ever be able to replicate that. So forget that. As well as that, when, I don't know the saying, and I wish I'd have looked it up before I started this episode, but there's a saying in animation. And it's basically this concept, and I've forgotten what it's called, but basically it's where in animation, when they make something too real, like Pixar, the animation studios, that people don't like it. So what happens is actually people like Pixar have actually backed off and gone to actually making things more cartoon-like, because it actually does make people feel uncomfortable. So in a way, to have that AI ultimate realistic animation, really, which is what it would be, tests have been done and people just don't feel comfortable watching that. It's really off-putting, all right? And I'll come back and I will kind of, in another episode, I'll remember it and I will do a study on it and we'll do some more content on it. So that for me is not an issue. AI is also going to come into the writing. Now the problem is with the writing as well is, and I've done tests so far with AI's current capability, and it's not, again, very good at writing about human emotion. Because remember, AI doesn't feel emotion. That's something totally different. So it really struggles to write human emotion. You've got to remember the majority of things that actors are, kind of performing is crisis. It's whether it's positive or negative emotion, but it's a whole range of emotions. AI really struggles to write it. Okay, believe me, and try. Go on ChatGPT and get it to write you a script, and you will genuinely find that it really struggles to write emotion in characters that's very plausible and real to the level that writers have got to. So far, for me, there's not that much to be scared of. Some of the things that I've experienced so far, though, are a bit, and this is what the strikes are all about in America, is saying no names, but I know somebody that's been 3D scanned, and whereas they would then be in the background of different scenes, they're going to be CGI'd in from being 3D scanned, which is not quite AI, but it's very similar, and it's the kind of way we're going. It saves costs for the studio because they don't have to have the actor and put them up in hotels for that day. Whether that's fair, I don't think that is particularly fair, but that's the way we're going. Maybe it's going to happen anyway, and like they're doing in America, they're just making sure that people get paid for their image, and that's fine. You know, when you become a successful actor, if you only have to be on set once and get paid loads, then actually it's in the actor's favor, all right? And as well with AI, it's a tool for actors. Remember, you can use AI. You can use AI to enhance your offering. And here's just some ways that you can, okay? You've got a whole marketing structure to your acting business. Use ChatGPT to write articles, engaging content to help you with your content. All right, use AI tools through things like Canva to design things for you. Use ChatGPT as an assistant to make sure that you've got the relevant hashtags when you're creating content and building your career. You can even ask it to help you with your covering letters when speaking or applying for self-submitted roles. Don't always see everything as the enemy. AI, can also be a tool. And between me and you, which obviously it's not, because it's going out on YouTube and various other places, I use it a lot, okay? And I use it as a tool and as a positive thing in both my life and my business. And if anybody wants any more advice on AI, get in touch and I'll tell you, I can obviously help with some of the ways that I use it. So there we are. That's just kind of really scratching at the surface of AI. But I think to summarize, really, the major things that actors are particularly scared about, for me, just won't come to fruition. There will be change, but it's one of those things where you either ride or die. I can't believe I've never said that before in my life, but I don't know why it came into my head. But you either go with it or you go against it and lose out. All right, so AI is one of those things. Again, actors, like social media, we've still got actors who are fighting against social media. Well, it's here and it's tough. You either ride or die with social media, but AI is going to be exactly the same. And my advice to you is get ahead of the curve, not behind it. Whew. And that is a perfect place to end. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this episode wherever you think it's relevant and to whoever you think it's relevant to. But apart from that, I will see you next week for another episode of Matt's Inner Acting Tips.